Trade talks are escalating, and a new report reveals that one trade may be imminent for the Buffalo Bills, and it would bring in a player that would unlock an entire new dimension to the offense for Josh Allen, Joe Brady, and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bills Digest. Josh Schreiber here with another video. And Adam Schefter just reported the other day that the Buffalo Bills are all in on trying to get a wide receiver. And I'm going to tell you who that receiver is in just a moment. But before I do, 88% of you guys are not subscribed, so go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you like what you see, if you want to hear more Bills news and just some more fun Bills things that are coming your way. Well, the Buffalo Bills are supposedly in on Saints wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. This report from Polymarket says that the Steelers, Bills, and Broncos are all trying to work out trade details for the Saints wide receiver Rashid Shaheed, and it says something is coming soon. Now, this trade would make all of the most sense for the Buffalo Bills, who are looking for not only a receiver, but someone that can stretch the field, someone that can give them those explosive plays, because that is not something they have right now. Josh Palmer was their best option. He is injured right now, not sure when he is coming back, and Rashid Shaheed is a much better deep threat than Palmer is anyways. What did Adam Schefter say? He said, well, we've got the New Orleans Saints sitting on a collection of wide receivers in which I think at least one will be dealt. He is referring to Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and Brandon Cooks. He said, if I had to bet, I would say Rashid Shaheed is the guy that interests most teams for his speed and talent. Not to mention the Saints have been rumored to be trying to get a deal done to lock up Chris Olave more in the long term. Now, what this means for the Buffalo Bills, this can absolutely unlock what they are capable on offense. Rashid Shaheed on a team that has really struggled at the quarterback position, and his numbers have not really translated due to that. And we can get a look at what those numbers are this season. He's played in 8 games, 57 targets, just 39 receptions. Oftentimes, you see a number that is a difference like that normally means that the quarterback is not doing something right, or you're getting a lot of drops. That's not the case for him. You see 87 is his longest reception, not rush. And he's averaging about 11 yards per reception. So certainly a deep threat, can have those big plays that the Bills have really desperately needed, because they're a team that runs the ball a lot. If you can put Rashid Shaheed out there with the rest of the offense in that 12 personnel where you have, an extra tight end in there, you have an extra O-lineman, whatever it is, you can run play action off of that, and Rashid Shaheed can get open down the field. That just completely changes the entire scope of the Buffalo Bills. Now, before you guys get in the comments saying Rashid Shaheed is just a wide receiver too, he's not going to contribute to this team, he's not the missing piece, this offense is going to be fine. They are just, in my opinion, they're just one small piece away from getting back to their, top 5 offensive numbers. Their run game is phenomenal. Josh Allen has not really clicked a whole bunch yet, but I would expect as the season gets on that he starts to crank it up. He starts to really be playing for the postseason and try to win that division. But if you get a guy like Rashid Shaheed, who may be a wide receiver too, sure, but he is a guy that offers something that your other receivers don't. You have guys like Curtis Samuel, Elijah Moore, Khalil Shakir. All of those guys are not really deep threats. Keon Coleman, not much of a deep threat, or at least not at this stage in his career. He has not proven that he can be a deep threat. Josh Palmer, maybe, but he's not healthy. They need a guy like Rashid Shaheed to counterbalance what they currently have on offense. And I know, I get it. They have their share of wide receiver twos, but you need a share of wide receiver twos that do different things, and that is okay, especially when you have a running game like they do and a quarterback like they do. We've seen teams be successful like this. We've seen the Chiefs go on to win a Super Bowl without a wide receiver one, just with featuring Travis Kelce, with spreading the ball around. They have done that. We saw the Patriots do that year after year. We saw the Seattle Seahawks did that. The Carolina Panthers did that when they went to the Super Bowl in 2015. Their best receiver was Ted Ginn Jr. He was nothing special. Steve Smith was at the end of his career, I believe. And they had guys like Devin Funchess who, they're never going to pop out at you. It is a very similar building to what the Bills are doing here. And it's no surprise with Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott being originally with that Carolina Panthers team that went to that Super Bowl in 2015. So there is the mindset there. But let's dive into what makes Shaheed so good. I'll pull up this clip here of him against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, absolutely burning the outside corner and getting an overthrow. Now, this is not the type of throw that Josh Allen specializes in. He has struggled at times to land these deep balls, but 30 yards is something that Josh Allen is much more accurate in down the boundary. And if you can get Rashid Shaheed running open on these types of balls, Josh Allen is going to find him, and as they build chemistry, it is going to be a lethal duo. Now, we see this report by Pauly Market on Rashid Shaheed, and we've also seen a couple of other ones. Wide receiver and tight end leaders in uncatchable air yards. Rashid Shaheed is third behind his teammate Chris Olave, who has the same quarterback as him. Whenever you have uncatchable air yards and that many of them, probably means there's something going on with the quarterback being bad, and that rings true with Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims, both coming from the Denver Broncos. Say what you want about Bo Nix. He's not very accurate. His deep ball is not very good. He's not anything special. He's a good athlete, a gamer. That's about it. So that is what I will have to say about that. Rashid Shaheed, plenty of air yards left to be had. Rashid Shaheed in his career has not been super consistent, which is the thing that concerns me. Has not played a full season in his career as of yet, although he is still a young guy. Obviously, that first season and the second season were very close. The first season, he was just not one of their top receivers, still had Michael Thomas, so that is part of that. The thing that I want to point out is the longest reception yards. Those are gaudy numbers that he is raking in, these deep balls that the Bills have desperately needed. Fans have said, Josh Allen is throwing too many underneath routes. This is going to help. Having a guy that can get open down the field, and it's not going to only help the offense have those explosive plays, but it's going to help open up the run game and open up the screen game with Khalil Shakir and all those underneath things that will open up because the teams will have to respect the deep ball a little bit more. Rashid Shaheed also is not just a good wide receiver. He is a Pro Bowl special teams player. He made the Pro Bowl back a couple of years ago as a punt/kick returner. And what this would do for the Bills is open up a roster spot a little bit. If you had Rashid Shaheed, you may not need a guy like Brandon Codrington in a week-in, week-out basis. You can use that roster spot to maybe bring in another defensive tackle, bring in another edge rusher, a safety, a corner, something like that. If Shaheed can fill that role for you. And that is just another thing that he can change on a day-in, day-out basis. Even if he doesn't have, 4 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown, maybe he has a 30-yard return for you on a punt that gives you some great field position. That is the type of player the Bills need to bring in, a guy that can do it all. Even if he's more of a gadget guy, Rashid Shaheed is absolutely more than a gadget guy, but I think Bills fans are sleeping on what Shaheed can bring to a team. Now, one thing that Adam Schefter reported, he said the 3 teams that appear to be most aggressively pursuing a wide receiver before the deadline are the Pittsburgh Steelers, Buffalo Bills and Denver Broncos. So the Bills will really be vying for a receiver against those three teams. The Steelers are certainly looking for a receiver, although, we'll see how much they bring in. They did just trade for Kyle Duggar. They have made a couple of moves already, so we'll see what market they're in. I am not really buying that the Denver Broncos are going to make a move at receiver. I think they have plenty of receivers, but we'll see. You never know. And of course, the Bills, Brandon Beane, going to try to bring in that receiver. Now, one other name that has popped up a little bit, other than Rashid Shaheed, and a guy that I did a video on last week is, sorry, that was a James Cook graphic there, but it's Jakobi Meyers. He said the Steelers, Broncos, and Bills are all in the market for Raiders wide receiver Jakobi Meyers, according to Jeremy Fowler. So those same three teams are going to try to trade for either Meyers or Rashid Shaheed. It's very likely that that at least two of these three teams end up with one or the other. If I'm a Bills fan, I'm happy with either one of them. I think Jakobi Meyers is a safer option, but Rashid Shaheed may fit what they're looking for a little bit more, and one of those deep ball acquisitions that they could get that could really help them move the ball down the field quickly and get those explosive plays. Leave it in the comments who you want the Bills to trade for at this trade deadline before Tuesday, November 4th. We've got less than a week left. Looking forward to it. Thank you for watching here on Bills Digest.